What up, ECC? Welcome back. This is Week 6 East County Conference Fantasy Football Show Matchup Edition. We're going to go over our normal routine. Going to go over the lineups based on what you guys have right now. Obviously, that could change. You'll probably change your lineup a few different players here and there by Sunday. But based on what we've got today. As of today, actually, Fear Boners, my team, first place. We got Robbie in second, Eric in third, Graham in fourth. What do you got? My brother in fifth, Widmark in sixth, Brian in seventh, Danny in eighth. Charlie, you're in ninth. Andy picking up the rear there in 10th. So, week 6, what is that? Like 40% of the season? Obviously, this is going to change. So don't give up, those bottom guys. So, first game, we're going to do Nomads. Traveling over to Chargerville. We got Brady taking on Watson. Watson's hot. So we're going to go Watson because Brady right now is a little hurt. Brady is Brady. He's the number 1 ranked player in our league right now. So it ain't going to be a blowout there on points. Watson, I don't know. I love him right now. I wish I picked him up. I might even play him over Rodgers for the moment until he just comes crashing down. So at the moment, I'm going to give it to Watson. Now, Landry versus Antonio, a little bit more obvious. Antonio Brown. Even though Roethlisberger sucks right now, Antonio. Ted Ginn versus Hopkins. Watson to Hopkins. It's going to keep happening. Snead's coming back, so Ginn, not liking his chances right now. Here's the only one so far in the first 4 slots. Curse, I'm going to give it to you, Brian, because Hearns, I hate Jacksonville wide receivers. And they're playing against New England. They're going to have to throw there. I think it's McCown or whatever. They're going to have to throw. Otherwise, the game's a blowout. In the second quarter, we're 30-0. But anyways, next, running backs. Most people will not agree with this. Lamar Miller going against Todd Gurley. Gurley is going against Jacksonville in Jacksonville, coming off a bad game. Not going to have a Gurley game again. So, Lamar Miller. Watson's having a great game. The whole Houston offense right now is clicking. So, Miller is benefiting. I'm going to give a little bit of an edge right now to Miller. Going to hate me there, Chad, but it's going to happen. You're going to hate it again. You'll probably lose this game at like 5 points. That means you might lose. But anyways, Thompson, next slot. Duff is going to get more than 3 points, I'm thinking, over Stewart. As you've texted earlier, no one wants him. Piece of crap. Might as well just drop and pick up, who's on the waiver wire? Forte? Probably going to give just about the same amount of points. But no, just a bad getter. Now, Fleener going against Walker. Walker probably because of just the namesake. I like that Breeze is hitting Michael Thomas more. Needs coming back, so Fleener's not going to be needed as much. So Walker probably on this one, especially if Mariota's playing. Now this one's to McCaffrey. If you point out, Chad, McCaffrey is actually thumbs up. He's doing really good. He's actually going to probably score more than your Ingram. Ingram is only averaging like 15, 16 points, I think, or maybe up to 18, but he's got 24, so right now he's got it. Now, Lutz, high-scoring game there for New Orleans against Detroit. You got Crosby, tough defense. I'm going to go Lutz, kicker for Nomads. Right now, Washington, great plug-and-play there against San Francisco. I don't think that's your normal defense. I'm pretty sure, you play Pittsburgh normally, and you're going against Kansas City, high octane right now. So, good swap. You want to win. And you know what? I'm going to give it to you because Houston lost, what was it, JJ? Who knows how they're going to play. They're going to do great against Cleveland. They turnover machine. But I like Washington at home against San Francisco. So, overall, not a lot of checks, but Nomads. Going to do the upset. He's going to win by like within 10 points, probably like 5-6. But he's going to beat you, Chad. Sorry. So next we're going to do, let's do tater salad and graham. I don't know. This one, actually, you know what? Hold on. There we go. We'll get this back in line. I know Yahoo was projecting Danny was about almost 180 to 167. With closer review, Breeze definitely going to be in a shootout. Simeon, once they score a couple of touchdowns, that's all they need. Giants suck, so they're not going to even score anything probably. So they're going to probably run the ball. It's going to benefit C.J. Anderson or maybe Devontae Booker or Jamal Charles. It's going to definitely benefit them. But Simeon, maybe a touchdown, maybe. And he'll probably run it in. So right now, Breeze all day. Wide receivers, Jeffrey. Only got 11 points. Evans, that's his floor. So definitely Evans. Probably going to get you closer to 20. At least the 15 that Yahoo projects. So definitely better than Jeffrey. Next one, Funches. Going against Fuller. Funches versus Fuller. Fuller the 5th. He's doing awesome. I wish I had him, to be honest. Make your wide receiver core even better. There, Graham. Funches only got 6, so it's easy. Fuller. Now, Crabtree has been solid. Even with EJ, he liked Crabtree. I don't know what's up with Cooper, but he's due for a good game. So it's bound to just be forced to Cooper to make him happy. Otherwise, he's going to go into deep depression, want to quit. And yeah, Crabtree's older and Cooper's younger. They're going to need to keep Cooper happy. So I think Michael Thomas, though, that's going to be hard to pick over. So Thomas is doing really, really good lately. He's big, young too. I'm going to go with Michael Thomas. More of a shootout game there with Detroit than it is for Crabtree and the Chargers. Even though the Chargers secondary, I don't think is that great. I think they lost, was it Verrett? But Cooper, again, due for a good game. So going with Michael Thomas. Running backs, though, this is different. Melvin Gordon, even though I don't want to pick a Charger, I'm going to have to pick a Melvin because Duke Johnson is not going to come to the rescue every game. He's doing good, but Melvin had a really good one last week. Jay Ajayi is definitely better than Collins from out of Baltimore. I think I have, what's his name out of there? Oh, the other backup, Buck Allen. You got to be scared of him a little bit there, Graham. So Jay Ajayi, I know you don't have anyone else though, so I think that's why you're having to play him. Yeah, Henry, no. Perrine, no. Mac, probably no. Although I did read Mac's going to get a little bit more looks, but I would probably keep who you have in. At this point, tight ends. Dixon didn't do really much, 7 points. Cook, more of an upside to get a touchdown from either Manuel or whatever his name is, and Carr. I think Carr's starting, but he could get hurt in a second. I think Bosa or Ingram are going to light his back up and take him back out. But anyways, Cook, I'm going to give you the upside there, Graham. Just pick him. I'm going to pick him. The slot. This one's hard. No, the flex. Freeman versus McKinnon. I'm going to go Freeman because he's a first-round draft pick. He gets catches and carries. McKinnon came on just that one game, and they still have Latavius. Latavius, I still is getting work. What I think happened, I forgot to talk about this with Mark when we were together earlier. I think what happened is that Latavius is still getting work back in from that injury he had. So I bet they just wanted to give him a light workload. And since McKinnon was doing awesome, they just gave it to him. They didn't sign Latavius or give him that money for him to not play. And they already had McKinnon. So I think that injury could have still accounted for a little bit of why. At least that's hope for you. And this is why I'm also giving it to Freeman, because I think Latavius is going to still get carries. Take away still some from McKinnon, and there's no guarantee he's going to do that again. Freeman is solid. Now, Gauskowski, I can never say his fucking freaking name, versus Prater. Prater going against a shootout there. New Orleans, as I had mentioned before many times, anybody in those matchups, play all your Lions and your Saints. At this point, Prater. Now Baltimore going against Chicago. The Bears with that Chavinsky, they have a chance to stop him, but Atlanta, I don't like Cutler. So Atlanta, I think, is going to stop Cutler too. Really good matchups right here. Either one, both good plays. Although I'm just going to give it to Graham because I'm giving it to Graham for the win. The next upset, right there, right, because I know Yahoo's picking Danny. So I'm taking the tater salad going down the toilet. You know, Graham's going to flush him down his bowl. So the next one, we're not going game of the week. We're going to do the Big Blaze. He was going against D's Nuts, a.k.a. Bye Week. That's his new team name, until he wins. So at this point, Andy, I'm hoping this is your week, but it's not looking good. Although, Wentz played great for you. You got over his projection. Winston still hasn't played yet, but he's only projected at 26. Now, Arizona's defense could play great, but they're not playing great lately. Winston's got Mike Evans, Deshaun Jackson, Doug Martin's back, so now they're having to, the defense are going to have to, worry about it. Because I see a solid 37 already from Wentz, I'm going to give it to Wentz. Although Winston, he's not far behind, and he could get 60 points. So at this point, next, Nelson is definitely better than Keenan because Rodgers I have, and I need Nelson to do good. Nelson's a touchdown magnet. Great wide receiver. Hogan, love him right now. Brady loves Hogan. Hogan loves Brady. That's how it's working out. Martavius, Roethlisberger is looking at him, but they're just not doing enough over there in Pittsburgh. Antonio Brown's getting like 20 targets, and everybody else is just hoping to just get anything, just a little bit of luck. But Hogan's guaranteed like 8 to 11 targets a game, it looks like, at this point, moving forward. Benjamin, great backup you had there since Beckham went down. Normally you'd have to go to the waiver wire and find someone like Jaron Brown or Roger Lewis from the Giants, one of those practice squad guys that are coming up. But you had Kelvin Benjamin on your bench. So again, a testament to why I've said before, you have the best wide receivers in the league. For us on our league, you've got everybody. He's a former first-round pick. But anyways, he had 18 points tonight, so great fill-in play. Mike Wallace, not going to get 18 points probably unless he plays 3 games because Flacco sucks right now. So at this point, Benjamin, that's probably going to get you that extra few points right there that you needed to win, just in that one slot alone. But we're not done. CJ, since I felt earlier that Simeon's not going to have to do much and they're just going to be able to run the ball to destroy the Giants, he's going to have a great game, CJ Anderson. So great play right there, Eric. Lynch, Chargers got a pretty good run defense because of their linebackers, I think. But Lynch hasn't done enough, for me to want to pick him over CJ at this point because of the matchup. Gillislee, he's a great play, but only if he gets those goal lines. Otherwise, he doesn't get enough yardage and touches because everybody else gets to play there. DeMarco Murray gets way more of the touches, so he's going to get those carry points, those half points. Definitely Murray in that slot. Gronk definitely over Brait, even though Brait's good play. Cohen hasn't been doing as much lately. Jordan, I think, is not as hurt as his Howard's shoulder is doing better. Cohen just is starting to look more like a rookie. Doug Martin, not a rookie. Those first, 4 weeks he was off. Just kept his legs fresh. Now he's ready to rock. At least two games in a row, 20 points. He's back. I think that's right, or something like that. But he's got, or one game with the 20 points. All you know is he's doing good. Look good so far. Greg Zerline. Greg the Leg. I love him over Hopkins because Jacksonville is going to stop Goff. They're going to only probably get Zerline's 8 field goals. Since he had 7 already, this is going to be his game with 8. So great play right there. I hope, because I have him too in my keeper league. He's good for 60 almost anywhere. Now Carolina's defense only got 15 points under projection. Tennessee is playing on Monday night. We always love those Monday night miracle games. Chance for special team touchdowns. Tennessee's not that great, but again, it's Monday night. So we're going to go with Tennessee. Now, this is where I'm not going to go with the upset game. We're going to go with Widmark. We're going to go Big Blaze. Going to smoke them nuts by 20. About what Yahoo says. Now, game of the week we're not on to yet. We got 2 last matchups. It's not going to be Wolverines. It's not going to be championship. So that leaves myself and Rob. We've got some great, paper matchups. Like, everybody looks good. We got the highest projected points. First, second seed going against each other. So it was obvious. Well, I had to go that route. Not to be biased. I don't even think I picked myself yet this season. So at this point, we're going to do Wolverines championship. Get that one out of the way. Great matchup. Eric, you probably will hate this, but with further review. Matt Ryan going against Miami, and then Kirk Cousins going against San Francisco. This is the game where I think Kirk Cousins is going to have one of those 40-yard touchdowns to Pryor again, where I think he had one last week or the week before, like Lucky. But in any case, he's going to have one this week, maybe even 2. For some reason, I feel like he's going to have a great game because San Francisco's secondary sucks. Reed is coming back a little healthy after I think they had a bye week. And I just feel he's going to have like a 51-point game. It feels nice, like 51. I'm sure you like that, Chuck. Ryan is going to have a solid game, but he's been getting a lot of yards, not a lot of touchdowns. I think that streak's going to continue. At least that's what I'm hoping, because I don't want Julio to do anything. I want him to do nothing. So Matt Ryan, 30 points. Kirk Cousins, 51. At this rate, our next position, we got Tyreek Hill going against Sammy Watkins. Hill, definitely better play right here. Watkins is getting nothing, as Charlie had to text Goff. So at this point, I don't think he's hurt him, unless he's replied to your tweet. So I think Hill again. Watkins again is not going to do anything against Jacksonville's secondary. I think we talked about this as well, Charlie or House earlier. Jacksonville's defense is awesome, so they're going to probably stuff Watkins. Thielen, the white boy, going against Hilton. Hilton can do, at any given moment, 150 yards, 2 touchdowns. Thielen's probably, that's going to be his best game ever, or one of his best game evers. So at this point, I'm going to go Hilton because he has a higher ceiling, has a higher upside per se, what we want to call it, than Thielen. Next, Devontae. I'm going to give it to Devontae because that guy is tough. He could get hit with a sledgehammer, run over with a car, be ready to play in an hour. That guy's tough. As we've seen, as he got smacked in the face by that Bears, was it Trevathan or however you pronounce his name? But tough Adams. Thomas is doing nothing with Simeon. The Broncos wide receivers, I hate that I have to play Emmanuel because they just are not good at the moment. So Devontae, all day. Now he's got Green Bay. Now I know you think Jones is going to do it again. He could, but I don't think so. I think he's going to have an okay game, and they're going to use him, obviously, because he did have a good game. But Abdullah is more of a set in starter, per se, where he's guaranteed a certain amount of touches, carries, have been up and down roller coaster ride with Abdullah. You never know what you're going to get. But against New Orleans, it's going to be a high-scoring game. I think this might be a second touchdown game. So I'm going to go with Abdullah. Now, the McGuire, however you pronounce his name, I haven't looked enough into him. I know he's projected to play because Powell's hurt. Forte's barely coming back. He's got a little bit of what looks at practice this week. I'm reading all about it because I have this dude also in keeper. I'm worried, though, that he's not going to get the lion's share. They're only going to use him a little and have to rely on McCown to throw the ball. So he will get those catches because he is that PPR guy. I know in Reading College, you got a lot of catches. He's really good at catching the ball. But McCown may just spread it out to more of his wide receivers or just suck. Who knows? It is the Jets. James White, on the other hand, guaranteed probably 5 to 8 catches a game now. High ceiling, probably 10 to 12. He's going to get only a few carries, though. Not going to get you like 10 carries. That's where that Gillislee guy gets more of those. So he's a specialty player right there, third down back. He's been having really good games. Haven't seen the McGuire do anything, or McGuire, however we're going to say it at this point. I'll just go with McGuire. I'm going to go with White until I've seen something out of the other guy. Now, Bennett, I have seen something out of him, and it's not a lot. Ebron, not as much this season yet, but he's a big dude, as I said before. He's always got a really good chance of doing something, but he hasn't anything yet. He's always hurt. High-scoring game, but this is one of those games where you want to say, like, all the big stars, if they have any in Detroit, are going to do the scoring like Golden Tate or Marvin Jones. It'll be like an Ebron that gets that touchdown. So, since Bennett hasn't scored yet, and it looks like Rodgers doesn't look for him in the end zone, I'm going to go with Ebron. Probably not, but this is where I guess you have nobody else, Eric. I noticed a trend, and you probably will change it. This is where I said this is work in progress, I guess. You have Montgomery also playing. So pretty much every Packer, Adams, Jones, Bennett, Montgomery, you better hope Green Bay does something because putting all your eggs in one basket. And this is where I'm worried that Minnesota's defense, even though they're not that great, will shut them down a little bit because they are traveling. But in any case, back to Montgomery. Those ribs are still not all the way hurt. They're going to share timeshare. He's playing a wide receiver, so normally playing the running back would weigh in your favor, but Snead, I've heard, is healthy. Coming off the bye week. Breeze loved him in past seasons. It's one of those where you have those first game back where he just does really good. And then after this, maybe not as much, but just his welcome back game. Here, look, I'm still Willie Snead. You know, this is my, position. Ted Ginn and Brandon Coleman and whoever else has been taking his seat for the moment. So I'm going to give this to Willie Snead. You probably don't like that either or agree. I'm pretty sure it's because the Zeke went out. That suspension is going to hurt you for a little bit. If you have to keep playing all well, I guess you don't have to play in the Packers because you got McFadden here after the bye week. But that Elliott suspension, what a time for it to happen. Week 6. But in any case, next kickers. Who cares? No, Martavius Bryant versus Vinatieri. We'll go Bryant because I like him better. Kansas City defense versus Pittsburgh. Roethlisberger has been sucking. Kansas City's got Houston's probably going to get some sacks, probably an interception. Roethlisberger's threw 5 versus Jacksonville, but it was Jacksonville. Minnesota got to face Aaron Rodgers. That's a tough one. Kansas City just going to get a little extra right there. Not a lot, like an extra 6-7 points. So they're going to, that's right there, Kansas City. Now, even though Kansas City, I'm going to give the overall to Wolverines. Charlie for the win. So another upset based on what Yahoo says. So with that said, that leaves us our final game, our game of the week. We're gonna do let's do Robbie's side right now. I looked overall. I mean, after tonight, because we're actually pretty much dead even, 1580 to 1570. Overall, it still projects me 210, him 195. Now, I feel I'm due for a loss. When I looked overall, this is where my gut feeling came into play, and I'm hoping I'm way off or wrong. But when I went back and just analyzed it first time, I felt that Minnesota's defense was going to stop Rodgers. It's going to be a low-scoring game there. For some reason, like a what was it, 13-7, like one touchdown for Rodgers to like, what was that one guy? The fourth or fifth wide receiver. It's like someone that shouldn't get the touchdown. But in any case, it was going to go to like Rodgers for one score with Mason Crosby 2 field goals. Stafford, on the other hand, was going to have a shootout against Breeze and get like 4 touchdowns. So I had like a nightmare about this, where Stafford going to get like 40 points, Rodgers going to get like 13. So at this point, we're going to go with that gut instinct, Stafford. Cooks. Not liking it. This pick, I thought it would do it way better this year, but Brady loves Hogan. Cook's only good for the deep bombs, which he's been getting a little bit. But Stafford, if he's going to have the blowout, like I think, Tate is going to have some of that. He's going to have to eat. So Stafford to Tate versus Brady not to Cooks. So I'm going to give it to Tate right now. Now, Fitzgerald versus Deshaun. This is a little bit more even. I felt that I could give this one to Fitzgerald, thinking that Palmer still looks at him constantly. This is like maybe his last season. So he's want him to do good and strong. He's been scoring. Deshaun has not scored, I don't think, but he's gotten at least 100-yard games, 5 or 6 reception games. He's good for points. But this one, though, is going to be very close. So I'm going to just give it to Fitzgerald, though, by like 1. At this point, let's do Julio. This is obvious. Julio over Sanders. I don't have to look at it or analyze. So moving on to the next one. Le'Veon. This one's a little bit more obvious on my side. He's been getting all the touches, more and more looking like Le'Veon, first round pick, like I had. I was at the 3rd draft slot. Jordan Howard's good, not as good as Bell. So next, Hunt over the Blunt. Blunt only got 15 points. Hunt's been averaging like 30. So definitely Hunt in this one. I'm hoping he does it again. He's due for a bad game though, so this is where it could happen, but I'm just hoping he keeps me competitive with at least that amount of points. The next one, Ertz got 15, so I know at least what I'm working with there. If Kelsey is still suffering from the concussion, that should be okay. Now, if he's okay, I'm not okay. Kelsey's probably going to get the same amount of points, and this is where I needed to sway it in my favor and get him like a 5, or Robbie play like Jordan Reed, and somehow Cousins not throw it to him, though. But this is where I think I'm going to be screwed either way, because I think Cousins is going to have a good game. If Robbie ends up having to play Reed, Reed will get like a 20-point game, and it's going to be that deciding factor too. The tight end's going to come into play somehow here for you, Rob. Now, the next one, Hyde. I'm worried that they are saying, like they are, from what I'm reading, that they're going to give it to whoever's got the hot hand, and Breida's been looking good. Hyde's been a little injured. Maybe they want to lessen the load to save him for the season. Fournette, rookie, they're obviously loving that kid. They're just going to keep giving him the ball. I'm scared of him. Very scared. So I think he's going to kill me. So I'm going to give it to Fournette. Now, Tucker, not the Tucker of old. I've almost dropped him, but I just can't justify dropping him at this point. But I've almost done it. McManus, he is going to play against the Giants. Denver's offense is probably going to be able to score easily. So I think it's going to be more extra points. Now, Tucker is going to have to kick field goals for Baltimore to even have a chance to win. So I'm just going to give this to Tucker and hope that he finally has a good game. This one, Jacksonville, has the most points in our league. 149, I think I saw. But I'm actually going to give it to Denver. Denver's got only 90. So on paper, it's Jacksonville. But because they're playing Eli Manning with nobody to throw to, and they have no running backs, and the defense is going to quit, and McAdoo or whatever his coach sucks, they just suck. So Denver's just going to destroy the Giants. I have a feeling this is going to be one of our famous defense 40-point games. So it's going to kill me, but this is where I think it's going to sway in Robbie's favor. He's going to get a combined 50 points out of his kicker defense, and I'm going to get 30. He's going to get that extra 20 points where it's going to sway back, and he's going to actually win. Now, this is where I hope I'm wrong, but at this point, I think Robbie's going to win. So, orgasm in the mouth. You've got it. My boner's going to go limp. So, at this point, running backwards, we've got Orgasm winning, we got Wolverines, we got Big Blaze, we got Swirling, we got Nomads. 4 out of the 5 on paper upsets compared to what Yahoo thinks. So I could be way, way off this week, but this is just what I think. Now at this point, everything else looks good. So just keep doing what we're doing. Keep filling in those lineups. Thank you, Charlie, for not quitting. Still putting out a lineup there. Still trying to even make trades through those texts. I love that offer of David Johnson and luck for someone. Someone should take him up on that. If you're especially like Andy, that's someone where you should just take a chance. I'm not saying you have to, but I almost am tempted to. Maybe Carlos Hyde. But anyways, or in any case, at this point till Sunday, let's see what happens. This is why I play the game. All right, ECC. Good night, motherfuckers.